Hi VC, this is Bev here at Clarko Vision, and this is my contest entry for Tim over at DJ Highnoon. I will put a link below to Tim's channel, which is DJ Highnoon. He's been a member of the VC for a year, just over a year probably now. And he also hit 300 subscribers to his channel, I don't know, a few weeks ago, but he's about 350 odds at the moment anyway, so he's having a mini kind of celebratory contest kind of thing to celebrate the 300 subs and the 1 year in the vinyl community. So, and Tim is a lovely chap. He's he's got a kind of gentle sounding voice the way he comes over. He is into quite a varied taste in music, lots of different styles. I know he likes rock and metal as well, but he is not limited to that. He's got a lot of other stuff. And he's just an all-round great guy in the VC. And I highly recommend, if you haven't subscribed to Tim, then you should do yourself a favour and check his channel out. So I'm going to get into the competition and try and make this as short as possible. He's got 2 questions to answer, and the first one is, I think this was the first one. I don't suppose it matters what order you do them in, but you were to show 5 albums with a common theme, where they may all have the same guitarist or something that connects them, and it could be anything as long as something connects them. So I've got that. So I'm going to show 5 albums. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just need to make sure. 1, 2, 3. I can still count. I've got 5 albums here. They're CDs, and I'm showing a bonus as well to this. And the second question was, share 3 sets of lyrics or a line from a song or something that sticks out for you or means something special to you, or it's just makes you laugh, or lyrics that kind of mean something to you or stand out for you in whatever way. So first of all, the 5 albums with a common theme. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Wolfstone and The Chase. Gun, and this is their debut, Taking on the World. This band is called Run Rig, and this album is called The Cutter and the Clan. And band number 5 is Nazareth, and this is a 2-disc set, the best of. So Bad Boys, it's titled. Bad Boys, the best of Nazareth. So there's the 5, and I don't know if you know what that connection is. I'm guessing you probably will, but if not, the theme that connects them all is Scotland, the country. And in the case of AC/DC, you will most likely know, if you're a follower of AC/DC, that the Young brothers, Malcolm and Angus, and Bon Scott, these 3 were born in Scotland. I've got some notes. Angus and Malcolm were from Glasgow, and Bon Scott, he was from Kirriemuir, which is a wee village up in Angus, county of Angus. So that's the Scotland connection there. Wolfstone are a Scottish traditional Celtic folk rock band, and they hail from the Highlands and Islands. They were founded about 1989, I think, and this is their third album, The Chase. It's my favourite album of theirs, and they are very Scottish. They're all from Scotland. It's on Iona Records, which is a Scottish label, and it was recorded at a studio in Glasgow, this particular album. Gun, again a Scottish band, and they are from Glasgow, same place as the Young Brothers, and this, as I say, was their debut album on A&M Records in 1989, produced by Kenny MacDonald. That is a Scottish name as well. So Gun are still on the go today. They have had a couple of personnel changes in the lineup, but they're still a good, solid hard rock, kind of traditional solid hard rock, feel good music band. The big hit on here was Better Days, which kind of put them on the map back in '89. I'm probably guessing that photo is quite likely from somewhere in Glasgow or the surrounding areas, but I'm not 100%. Runrig, a Scottish band, and they were formed in 1973, and they just finished up their career as a band last year. They played their last gig last year. These guys were initially put together by two brothers, Rory and Callum MacDonald, who hailed from way up north, North Uist, one of the Western Isles, and other members joined from up north, and so they've got a ton of albums. This one is 1987, The Cutter and the Clan. Opening track on it is a track called Alba. You probably won't be able to make that out, but Alba, A-L-B-A, is the Gaelic name for Scotland. The Gaelic or Gaelic name for Scotland. They sing some of their stuff in English and some of it in the traditional Scottish Gaelic. Fantastic stuff. Nazareth from Scotland. Now, I put a note down for Nazareth. They were formed in 1968, I believe, in Dunfermline, which is on the east coast, just north of where I am, and as it happens, Dunfermline is also where Big Country, another Scottish band, which I could have put in here as well, but I decided to leave them out. So Dunfermline produced a couple of great super bands, Nazareth being one of them, and their 1975 album, Hair of the Dog, I think, was a big success internationally, and of course they're well known around the world now, so I think they're still on the go. I'm not really sure. So that's the 5 bands and the Scotland theme, and the bonus one for Scotland, which I'm throwing in here, this band, Glory Hammer. This is just for a bit of fun. Now, this band, they are, I think they're from Switzerland, so they're not Scottish. They're from Switzerland, and they're a symphonic power metal type of band, and this is their debut album, I believe, Tales from the Kingdom of Fife. Now, the Kingdom of Fife is a county in Scotland, just north of Edinburgh, over the River Forth, and it is known as the Kingdom of Fife. So what this album is, which is, I'm just going to bring up a page here. It's a concept album, and it's about alternate history or alternate universe of medieval Scotland, and it's about this hero Angus MacFife, they call him, who is trying to wage war against this evil wizard and free the people of Dundee, which is, Dundee's another Scottish city, and these names, the titles of some of the songs are all based on places in and around Scotland, and it's a good fun album, and it makes it extra fun if you're kind of from Scotland, you know. So that is that, Glory Hammer. If you're into the power metal, speed metal kind of stuff like that, it's worth checking out. So question 2 is the lyrics one. 3 sets of lyrics, and I really struggled with this, hence the reason why I'm so late in getting this video out. I've been trying to decide what to go with, and I thought, well, there's hundreds. I mean, you know, how many lyrics have you heard over the course of time? And there's obviously songs that mean certain things to you for certain reasons, or remind you of certain points in life of your timeline, or the song that made you cry, or whatever. I've picked out 3 songs, and I've kind of gone with the fun side of the fun side of lyrics, because sometimes when lyrics are silly or fun or make me laugh, they stick in my mind quite well, and I usually like the song because of that, and have a fondness for certain songs, and they always kind of bring a smile on my face or bring some memories back. So the first one is I'm going with is probably an album none of yous, or none of the most part of my viewers will be aware of, and it's by Susie Bogus. Now, she's country, and this is from her album Give Me Some Wheels. Now there's a song on here, it's track number 9, and it's called She Said He Heard, and the lyrics are in the book here. And it is just, this is the lyrics to the song, and it's basically, it's kind of a humorous story of the typical domestic spat between him and her, you know, a couple, and she's trying to explain, and he's wondering what the heck she's on about and all the rest of it. But it starts off, they sat at the table, polite conversation, avoiding the issue at hand. Then he made the coffee and she did the dishes and sat at the table again. She waited a moment, hoping he would speak first, though it never had happened before. He sat there in silence, expecting the worst, till she couldn't wait anymore. And then she said, I'm mad. He heard, I'm leaving. She said, I need your attention. He heard, I want you to crawl. She said, I'm sad. He heard, it's all your fault. There's no translation. Emotions don't fit into words. There's so much between what she said and what he heard. And, you know, where are we? So the next verse kicks on with, she said, I love you, that's not the problem, and I know how much you care. But for too long now, we've been walking on eggshells, I just had to clear the air. And then another great line comes up here. He looked at her like she was speaking Chinese with some of the letters left out. So you get, you know, I mean, I could go on. It's just, and you know, the tune of the song, the way the song goes, it's very comical. I enjoy that. So where are we going? The next one actually is another song that I heard when I was quite young, because it was in my dad's record collection, and this is my dad's. I don't actually have it on an album at all or anything, so I borrowed my dad's 7-inch. It's just in a plain sleeve. But this song is, and it's Rasputin by Boney M. I don't know if you can make it out, but it's on Atlantic, and it is dated 1978. This one. So, and Rasputin and Ma Baker are the two songs, my favourite 2 songs for Boney M, purely because of the story and the lyrics. So for, you know, and when I'm going on about Rasputin, if you listen to the lyrics, there lived a certain man in Russia long ago, he was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow. There's one line that stands out to me, and it almost makes me laugh every time I hear it, because it is such a stupid line. It's very silly, most people looked at him with terror and with fear. And here's the line, it's the one that goes, "But to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely dear." I mean, what a silly line. But it fits the song, and, you know, so it tells a story about this Rasputin who's a ladies' man and powerful and all the rest of it, and the Russians want him killed and etc. But the ladies like him and all this nonsense. But you go further down, and there's another line. "In all affairs of state, he was the man to please." And the next line, but he was real great when he had a girl to squeeze." And you think it's all very funny and tongue-in-cheek. But you think, if that song was released in today's world, would they get away with it? Would they get away with "But to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely day"? You know, things like that. And there's a few other songs that I've heard from way back that I think nowadays, boy, that would cause controversy nowadays, you know. So Rasputin, there you go, brilliant song. And the third song with my lyrics that I've picked, again, is quite humorous, but it's kind of, this song to me, when I first heard it, I loved it, and again, I was quite young when I heard it, and it's from my dad's record collection again. Again, it's another plain sleeve. So, but you know, I grew up listening to this and loved the song, and it's like a song about the changing. It's like the changing of time, technology changing, going forward, and it's almost like a moment in time, or a time capsule type moment, and it is the Buggles. Video Killed the Radio Star, 1979. Fantastic song, it really is. And it's on, just for good measure, Island Records. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's Island Records. There's a nice little palm tree, I guess, on the edge of the island there. So yeah, and again, it's just, you know, it goes on about music and video coming along and killing the radio star, obviously. And again, there's a verse, they took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by a machine on new technology, you know, and then what did you tell them? Video killed the radio star, blah blah. And I think further down, where is it? Yeah, in my mind and in my car, we can't rewind, we've gone too far. Pictures came and broke your heart. Put down the blame on VCR. And you know, and then along came MTV in the early 80s, a couple of years after this song, and suddenly it became important for the music artist to have a video to accompany your single that you were releasing. And hence the boom of, you know, so this song really nails what kind of happened. And another song I could point out briefly is, which is a similar thing, is pop band Five Star. They had a few hits in Britain. I think they were kind of big worldwide, but they had one called System Addict in 1986, and again, it's a similar kind of thing, except they're talking about computers coming in and taking over, and being wired to a machine, and boxes that go beep, and you know, and look at the age we're living in nowadays. You know, nobody can live without their phones, apparently. So that is my 3 sets of lyrics. Just other things, you know. For example, there's a verse in Guns N' Roses' Night Train, where there's a whole load of lyrics, words that are put together for the verse, and they just sound great. It's I'm a mean machine, been drinking gasoline, honey, you can make my motor hum, and stuff like that. There's more to the verse than that, but the introduction to Moonchild, 7 Deadly Sins, 7 Ways to Win. That, Super Trooper by ABBA is another song which there's a line in that sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's when she sings, I was sick and tired of everything when I called you last night from Glasgow. Because she says Glasgow, it's like the Scotland thing, you know, you're from Scotland, you connect to that right away, but the whole, the story of that song is her feeling fed up and alone and isolated, being this superstar in the limelight that everybody wants a piece of, you know. In another verse it's facing, I don't know, what is it, 50,000 of your fans, how can you feel so lonely, sort of thing. So, you know, there's tons. But I'm going to finish this here. Congratulations to him on 350 odd subs and a year in the vinyl community. I think I've got a couple of months to go yet before I get my year. I'm going to worry about that later. But you deserve the subs, you deserve more subs, and this is my entry, and I'm cutting it off now before 22 minutes. Right, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.